Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming back by the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we don't just talk about records, we listen to them. I'll be dropping the needle today on the Ella and Louie album, the Acoustic Sounds version. I'm pretty excited about this. I've listened to this on CD over the years and streaming, but I've never owned it on vinyl record. So this is the first copy that I've ever had of this, listening to it on record. So I'm pretty excited because it's a really nice sounding album in general. You've got, of course, two legendary singers on here, Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. This was released in 1956, recorded in August 16th of 1956, right after they played at the Hollywood Bowl. And they recorded this at Capitol Studios in Hollywood. This is a great lineup. Of course, you couldn't have two very different singers here. Ella Fitzgerald on vocals, Louis Armstrong on vocals and also playing trumpet, Oscar Peterson on piano, the great Herb Ellis on guitar, Ray Brown on bass, and legendary Buddy Rich on drums. So you've got all first-class legendary players on this, a great lineup. This new edition was mastered by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound from the original analog tape. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to sound. So I'm going to open this up, talk a little bit more about the record, but we're going to listen to it together. And I'm going to be playing it on the Fluence turntable with the Ortofon Blue and going through a Ship Monty preamp into my Yamaha HS8 speakers. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. This was the first of 3 albums that they would record for Verve. Now, Ella and Louis did work together in the 40s for the Decca label. And they made some singles like Frim Fram Sauce and You Won't Be Satisfied Until You Break My Heart. But this was the first of 3 full albums that Ella and Louis would record for Verve Records. The album was followed by Ella and Louis again in 57 and Porgy and Bess in 59. We got the crack of the gatefold there. Really nice, as always, with Acoustic Sounds releases. They're always fantastic. I mean, the quality of the jacket. This was produced, of course, by the great Norman Granz, who did so much for jazz, and of course created the whole Jazz at the Philharmonic series and was one of the first guys that really brought jazz to the big stages and really gave a lot of opportunities to a lot of jazz musicians, both upcoming musicians and those that have been around for quite a while. And Norman Granz was also Ella's manager. We are on an orange Verve label here. And on this one, Armstrong was kind of given say over the keys that the songs would be played in so that he could sing them. And of course, Ella having a 3-octave range, which as did like Sarah Vaughan, they would have a lot less trouble being able to sing the songs in different keys than perhaps Louis would have, being the limited range that he had. But you really couldn't have, this is such a good mixture of 2 different types of singers. Of course, Ella Fitzgerald, just what a wonderful voice. And Louis Armstrong, just with that gritty, down-to-earth, gravelly voice. So you really have this, I think, a really neat contrast here of 2 wonderful vocalists that just couldn't be more different, but that work well together. So apparently there was also a little time to rehearse for this session. Again, this was recorded the day after, I think, the Hollywood Bowl performance. So they go right into the studio, and you've got all kinds of standards on here. So I got this wiped off here. You've got standards by the Gershwin brothers, Irving Berlin, Hoagie Carmichael, and others. So let's go ahead and throw this on. I'm going to put on side A, Can't We Be Friends? And let's see how this sounds. I'm excited about this one. I hope that these videos help you guys determine whether or not these might be pressings that you want to pick up. This is the standard 33 RPM version. I think there is a 45 RPM version as well, which I'm sure sounds fantastic.
I thought I'd found the man of my dreams. Now it seems this is how the story ends. He's going to turn me down and say, can't we be friends? I thought for once it couldn't go wrong. Not for long, I can see the way this ends. He's going to turn me down and say, can't we be friends? Never again, through with love, through with men. They play their game without shame, and who's to blame? I thought I'd found a man I could trust. What a buzz.
That sounds fantastic. Her vocals sound amazing.
He's gonna turn me down and say, can't we be friends?
Yes, I thought I knew the wheat from the chaff.
Wow.
What a laugh. This is how the story ends. I let her turn me down.
Yeah, it sounds,
say, can't we be friends?
Such a warm sound.
But that day, I acted like a kid out of school. What a fool. Now I see this is the end. I let her turn me down. Say, can't we be friends? Oh, why should I care?
Got flat pressing. It sounds good so far.
The air. Why should I cry, have a sigh, and wonder why? Yes, I should have seen the single stop. What a flop. This is how the story ends. She's gonna turn me down, say, can we be friends?
Great tunes on here. Trumpet sounds fantastic.
Why should I care?
Yeah, this sounds really good. I can imagine the 45 is. This sounds really good, but I can imagine that the 45 RPM one would sound even better.
Wonder why.
I should have seen the signal to stop. What a flop. This is how the story ends. I let him turn me down and say, can't we be, 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 can't we be friends?
Yeah, it sounds really good. You could really tell that the vocals are emphasized here. They're really upfront. They sound very good. The trumpet is, of course, cuts through very nicely. You can hear the piano. The bass and the drums seem to be a little bit further in the back, and I think that was probably done on purpose, just because the vocals here, the songs are, you know, you're meant to hear Ella and Louis sing, and so I think that that's kind of what's at the forefront here. So, but I think it sounds fantastic. And then you've got, you know, the songs you've got, Can't We Be Friends, Isn't This a Lovely Day, Moonlight in Vermont, They Can't Take That Away From Me, Under a Blanket of Blue, Tenderly, that's side A. Side B, A Foggy Day, Stars Fell on Alabama, Cheek to Cheek, The Nearness of You, and it closes with April in Paris. So a lot of great standards on here.
Isn't this a lovely day to be caught in the rain?
Wow, just the vocals are like right here. Of course, you got
going on your
ballad
way.
here.
Now you've got to remain. Yes, just as you walk away, leaving me all at sea. The clouds broke, they broke.
To me, this is one of those albums that just kind of brings a smile to your face. You know, even the ballads. It's just so joyful to hear their singing and the authenticity that they communicate these songs. You know, is quite amazing in my opinion.
I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm.
Just a little bit of noise every
Let the rain
here and there.
But it
Nothing
really
to
matter.
really complain about, but you can hear just a little bit here and there.
So gray,
Pretty cool gatefold.
baby, as long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day.
And really the only reason I didn't pick up the 45 on this one was simply just cost. You know, this was about half the price of the 45. It's, you know, I don't mind flipping the records, have it on 2 separate records as some people do. But I think for those of you that just want a 33 RPM record, you're going to be happy with the way this sounds. And if you want the 45, it's probably going to beat this, which is, you know, quite amazing because this sounds really good. Again, it's mastered by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound from the Analog Tapes. So,
The clouds broke.
seems like he did a good job to me.
They broke and oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high.
Leave your comments. I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. Leave your comments if you're familiar with this record or if you've purchased a record and like it, or if you're considering getting it. You know, I like to hear your comments. I learn a lot from you guys leaving your comments, and let me know also if you've got all of their records, all 3 of the Verve records, which one do you like the best? I'd like to hear that as well because I don't have the other 2.
Are gray, long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day.
Love Louis playing. I mean, not much needs to be said about without him. You'd have, you know, he was really the beginning of the improvisation. May not have been the first, but he was the one that really pioneered the idea of improvisational playing. He really was very instrumental in it. Such a fabulous tone. Yeah, very, very warm sounding record.
I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in the storm.
Caught in the storm, babe.
I can see where you and I could be cozy and
I just think was just a brilliant production for Norman Granz. That, in fact, you could take 2 singers, one that has this gritty, New Orleans gritty vocalist, and then combine them with this pure, beautiful voice of Ella Fitzgerald, who, with a 3-octave range, and you take these 2 and put them together, and you come up with something very unique that really there's not a lot of comparisons to be made throughout, you know, recording history since then, in my opinion, to rival this kind of combination. If you guys know of anything that you think would rival that kind of a vocal combination, leave your comments, because I really don't think that there's anything comparable out there, to be honest. This is Moonlight in Vermont. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and play A Foggy Day, just to play something off the other side of the record. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. I got a more modern jazz review coming up tomorrow, and actually a couple of different jazz reviews coming up. So stay tuned for those. Again, I just happened to pick up a lot of jazz records. That's what I've been listening to a lot. And although I do a lot of different reviews, different genres, I've got several jazz ones coming up. So
I had that feeling of
this is A Foggy Day here.
What to do, what to do, what to do.
A little bit of noise on this side.
Was
I don't know what's up with that.
decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known.
Yeah, a little bit of surface noise on this side. I'm gonna have to maybe clean it off
Foggy
again.
day
See what the deal is here.
in London town had me low and had me down. I viewed the morning
Yeah.
with alarm.
It's just such a nice sounding record. The vocal sounds
British
so good.
Museum.
If anybody out there has the 33 and the 45, let me know what, you know, the difference of how big of a difference you think there is between the two.
Could this thing last? What's the age of miracles? Hadn't passed. Yes, for suddenly.
Definitely recommend it though. It sounds fantastic. Very warm sounding. The vocals really shine on this. Definite thumbs up.
A foggy day.
All right, folks. I appreciate you joining me. Stay tuned for more reviews.
Had me low, and it had.
We'll see you on the next video. Happy listening to everybody out there.
I feel